Definitely pleased with the balance. I think it's one of our best rushing nights of the season. Coming in, we knew that we were going to be challenged up front with the way Wake Forest plays, so it was good to see our guys starting the game fast, running the football, staying balanced, and then probably want to see a little more consistency in the start of the third quarter. We put together some drives, and then we stopped ourselves on third down, but when we needed to have a big drive to score some points to kind of put the game out of reach, they were able to run the football down the field. I think it was a 13-play drive, and maybe threw it 2 times, so very pleased with where the running game was tonight. The 4th and long, obviously that's Coach Sweeney's decision, but you're in a position where the wind's blowing. It would have been a very, very long field goal. Just an opportunity. Defense was playing well, so I'm sure that came into consideration. All I'm listening for is I got 2 downs and have a play ready on 4th down. And then we try to put them in a position. It'll probably be, I could have done a little bit better on one of them. They did some good things schematically where they changed up and took us a little while to play the cat and mouse game and then figure it out and get dialed in on those guys.
What did you guys see on film this week coming into the game that knew that you'd be able to get Wayne going and Deshaun going in the running game?
Well, we knew that coming out of last week's game, we had a lot of called runs, but it turned into passes. And we knew that they weren't going to give us the perimeter screens to keep us honest in the run game, so we were going to have to force the issue. And we came into the game saying that when we're at our best is when we can be balanced and run the football when we want to, run it effectively and throw the football. So, we came into the game having a plan to be able to run both of them, and then Wayne got hot. And one of the things that I take a lot of pride in with this offensive staff is there's no egos involved. We're going to do it what's working, and if Wayne is the hot guy, we're going to feed him.
How huge was the conversion from Jordan on 3rd and 11?
Oh, that was a huge play. First of all, it was an unbelievable catch. He goes down on the shoestrings, and then just a championship effort right there when we needed it to extend the drive, and he's dragging guys and leaning forward and securing the first down. Big play.
You guys focusing more on the run game this week than normal?
Not any more than normal. Obviously, when we come into the game plan, we want to make sure we're sound. In the running game, it's about numbers and angles, and we're always trying to find an opportunity for us to have the advantage. But, defenses are doing a really, really good job nowadays of scheming your run schemes and getting extra hats. And so we also told the backs that this week, you're going to have opportunities. We'll get you to the safety. You got to win one-on-one in the hole. And so when you go back and watch the film, I'm pretty sure you're going to see that Wayne broke a lot of tackles there at the line of scrimmage on the unblocked safety.
How big was the wind, and how much factor did that go into the play calling tonight, especially when you were going against the wind?
Obviously you're very, very conscious of when you have the wind, especially on your deeper balls. We had confidence that Deshaun could be able to throw the ball with the wind, against the wind, just understanding the different trajectories of the ball based on the wind. But once we got the run game established and we were having success with the running game, we wanted to stay with what was hot and then throw the ball when we needed to, and then got into the second half and the game was kind of under control. Defense was playing well, getting stops, and we wanted to focus on the run.
How big was just taking care of the ball today?
Oh, no question. That's what we tell our guys. Offensively, no turnovers. Anytime we can come out of the game with no turnovers on offense, it's very, very hard for people to stop us with the way that we can run the ball and throw the ball. No, definitely not. I challenged them, and they were playing a little bit better on defense, and then we stopped ourselves there at the start of the third quarter. We had 2 good drives down the field, and we came up short. I think we had a drop slant on the 3rd and 2 that stopped the drive. So we came out, wanted to be aggressive, still wanted to focus on the run because that was having the most success, and they were doing some things different from a structure, a coverage standpoint. They had a couple of secondary guys that were out that changed their philosophy, so we had to figure out what they were trying to give us. But the run game was there, and coming out of the second half, we really, really wanted to establish the run and put the game out of reach and have that championship mentality, that killer instinct to put opponents away when we got them on the ropes.
Wayne, that 4th and 1 to start the game off. You talk about how big that was and that set the tone for you guys.
It was huge. A big run like that, the opening drive and 4th and 1 when they got a loaded box and technically they had another hat and he makes a guy miss and splits for a long one. So really good for his confidence, just our confidence overall, and really gave us the spark that we need, especially from a run game standpoint.
Deshaun ran good tonight too. Got a nice mix from both guys.
Oh, no doubt. Anytime Deshaun can give us an extra hat, gives us an advantage. And they started giving us some things where we felt like we could get him involved, and he made the right reads and pulled some, and then he had great blocking on the perimeter too to extend some of those long runs.
The second quarter, third quarter, that kind of lull y'all guys had, what do you think contributed to some of that?
I think it was just a misplay here and there. We get off to a good start on the first drive coming out of half, and then we get down in their territory, and then we come up short. And then we get the second drive, and we got a 3rd and 2 to convert, and we have the ball caught, and they do a good job on defense of stripping it out, so it's an unconverted play. So I think really in the third quarter, it was more just of a misplay here and there. And then in the 4th quarter, we were able to find a rhythm enough to put together a long drive to give us the additional score we needed to put the game out of hand.
And the offensive line tonight to respond the way they did, 256 yards after the bad week last week.
Oh, no doubt. And I think that a lot of times people look at just the statistics. In the run game, we had a lot of runs called, but we knew with the structure that Pittsburgh had, they're going to have one extra that we had to exploit, the perimeter. And tonight, they did a better job of taking away the perimeter runs and said that when you call a run, you're going to have to hand it off. So hats off to those guys. And then we had some different schemes that we've been working that they took ownership of, and we found some success.
Wayne with another 100-yard game for breaking records. What's it mean?
He's meant a lot to me, first and foremost, just as the way that he carries himself, the way he comes to work, very, very unselfish. Any guy in his position that comes off a record-breaking season and then not quite having the consistency that we may wanted in the run game throughout the season, he just keeps plugging away, man. He enjoys playing the game. He's a pleasure to coach. He's a guy that wants to learn and get better every single practice. So I think he just makes everybody better. And for us, we wouldn't be in the position without Wayne Gallman. For him to have 16 100-yard seasons in his career, man, that's a big accomplishment.
Where's the line, or how do you determine the balance as a play caller when you're, teams are loading up to stop the run, but you also want to have some balance. You want to be able to run the ball. How do you kind of just discern that line there between taking what they give you, but also knowing what you got to do?
Well, I think we come in every game plan with a plan to throw it based off of what we've seen on our film study, and also a plan to run the football. And then as we get into the game, we're gonna play cat and mouse until we figure out what is their true game plan, which marries up to what we've seen on film, and then we're gonna try to exploit it, based off the run or the pass. And then whichever one gets hot, that's where we're gonna focus. And then we also know coming in which defensive structures are really built to stop the run and which are built to stop the pass. And it's our job as coaches to put our young men in the best position to be successful. And so that's how we develop our plan. And then as we get into the game, we got to make adjustments based off of the flow and the momentum of the game.
It seems like you guys have said a lot about how the numbers this year are really essentially the same as last year, and they are. And fans keep saying, "Well, what's wrong with Clemson?" And certainly when you look at the middle of this game, you see where some of those frustrations come from.